Hello guys, I'm going to just a quick overview of everything I've done, my design process and how I got where I am. I started like everyone else. I started with research, and in my research found out what biomaterial is and what PPE products they are, as well as a lot of the other stuff that was seen in my past submissions. I then looked at concepts of PPE products, different types of PPE products that caught my eye, that I found interesting, and then I went towards the helmet helmet industry of that, and then I did some tests. Oh, the concepts also made it easier for me for when I did my tests. So I was actually looking out for specific characteristics in all my tests because I already knew what avenue I was going into. So I was looking for that specific thing in my tests. After I did my test, I found that test 8 was the most effective because it was really hard. Test 8 uses test 7 as a glue, and this is the recipe for test 7, this is the recipe for test 8. So what happens is I mix it together, I mix the glue and pour the dried out potato peels into the glue, and once this is dry for about 2 or 3 days, I add the glue again to give it that extra hardness. It's really hard. I did do precedence as well. So from phase 2, what I did was I refined my sketches. I sketched them, put them in Autodesk Sketchbook, and just gave it more digital rendering look. What I did here was I looked at the straps and I looked at how I could make it more biodegradable, seeing that I already had my shell for the helmet. So with this I figured that I would use the yucca plants, which I used, the test I used in my previous submission, the yucca plant tests. I looked at how the user would engage with the helmet. I looked at its comfort. I interviewed some of my skateboarding friends online, I called them, and then they said that a few of them liked the idea that there's a strap on them, and a few found the strap uncomfortable. So I thought I should make the design so that it fits both these users. So the helmet can be worn without the strap and can be worn with the strap. So my prototyping and manufacturing. In the manufacturing side, it replicates what is done in a foam press, where there's a male mold and a female mold, and there's a gap in between, and then the male mold is pressed into the female mold with the core material in between them, and then the gap that is between the male mold and female mold is what creates the thickness for the final product. It closes, it comes out, final product is in, the final product comes out. The thickness of the final product would be dependent on the gap that is between the male and female mold. So my recipe for this, it uses potato peels, glycerine, flavorless gelatin, as well as water. The potato peels needs to be dried a week and a half, 10 days max. It can be dried longer, but I found a way to cut that in half by leaving it in front of my fan heater, and that cut it down to 7 days. It has to be fine crushed as well. Engineering drawings, I did my female mold, my male mold, as well as the shell, which is made out of the core material. I did a general assembly. I did an exploded view, and I did a general assembly as well, including the sweat foam. My renders, that my prototype is 75% biodegradable, which eliminates that whole thick plastic that is used in skateboard helmets. So it substitutes that thick plastic. It also substitutes the strap, whereas it still uses ordinary sweat foam. I think there is room for exploration with the sweat foam. Some of my renders, my prototyping was done as well. And there you can see the matted fibers from the yucca plant with ordinary straps.